everyone's been waiting for the final match. It is Life versus jjakji, someone who is an insanely good Zerg player, so young, so talented, up against what people used to call the one-hit wonder. Is he back?
Yeah, jjakji is trying to, I don't really want to say make a name for himself, but put himself into the run again, into the Premier League. Also because NS Hosa is rumored to disband after the season. There was already more or less a confirmation of this, so jjakji of course wants to go to another team, and it would be great for him to advance to the Premier League. But Life is a very tough opponent to face, even though people keep saying that he's in a bit of a slump. Thing is, he still has great win ratios in each and every matchup, so if that's his slump, then we all know how he...
his slump is that he's not winning every season of every tournament or everything that he ever plays in.
That's putting it into words, I feel, yeah.
So, I mean, he's here, he's in the Challenger League, but he wants to change that, and he's got 2 more best-of-3s to win if he wants to go directly. And he's up against a tough opponent in jjakji, because jjakji has this new, sudden renewed vigor, this vigilance he's going into this. So he wants to be able to get straight into the Premier League. He's said this several times in interviews. He's kind of being hard on himself. He's like, well, I've had a rough time, but I really just got to push myself through.
Yeah, exactly. He says that he's a little bit sorry, of course, to his fans that he didn't perform as well as he wanted to in previous seasons, but this is the season where he actually wants to go into the Premier League right away. Then he suddenly hits a little bit of a roadblock here with Life. He might be able to break through and advance to that 3rd round, but it's definitely going to be a very tough match for him. The games so far have been really entertaining today, and I really hope that Life versus jjakji, one of my favorite matches for the day, is going to be as good as the previous ones.
Yeah, hopefully it can live up to what we just saw. That past Zerg versus Terran, Rural versus Dream was insanely good, but jjakji, definitely confident today. I talked to him just a little bit during our 5-minute break. He just gave me a smile. jjakji's not one of those people who's not really going to look nervous or upset or angry at any point in time. He's only hard on himself, like I said before. Not very nervous, though.
Yeah, Life, on the other hand, he came off a couple of losses just recently. Well, he defeated a Terran player in the last round, in the first round of the Challenger League. With a 2-0, he advanced over Cop. But before that, he was taken out by opponents like Fantasy and Ryung, and he also lost to Show. That was, of course, back at DreamHack.
Yep.
GOMTV. I'm actually mixing it up right now. It doesn't really matter at one of the bigger foreign tournaments. And, well, we are going into game number 1 here at the WCS Challenger League. Life up against jjakji, brought to you by Global. Starting to the bottom right of the map, we have the Startail player. Yes.
Startail Life.
Very accomplished player for such a young age.
Yeah. He has a triple crown. He won tournaments in the 3 most important regions for Starcraft 2. Starting to the top left, also former champion. Starting for NS Hosa.
NS Hosa jjakji.
Yeah, he is a champion. A lot of people forget that.
And in the first round, he won against Trust with a 2-1, jjakji that is. Life, as mentioned before, defeated Cop, another Terran player. And if you look at the statistics for Life in Heart of the Swarm offline, then you have him with 42 games played against Terran, and he won 69% of those. He won 29 maps. But as I said, he comes off a few losses against players like Fantasy, Ryung, and Show. Whereas jjakji has a lot less exposure in the individual leagues. The statistics that you see now on screen are, of course, including a lot of the Wings of Liberty data, and also only the GSL. So they are not really all that important. It's just a bit of an indicator what they achieved here in Korea so far.
Yeah.
But talking about jjakji again for a second, he played 8 maps against Zerg so far, and he won 5 of those, 63%. He lost against NST and against Bial, won against Naxo, Shine, Anyong, and Scarlet though. So let's see what we are going to observe here in game number 1. We had a lot of Terran versus Zergs today, a lot of different styles, and let's see what Life can do against jjakji now.
Yeah, so we're going to find out here. jjakji going for a very standard opening, goes into CC first on the high ground, followed by gas, not doing the 2 barracks swap. Almost nobody does that anymore. You'll sometimes see it, but it's not a build that's considered to be good anymore.
You know, going into this game, what we would expect is Life to be the dominant force here, and Life to be the player who really tries to be aggressive. It's his style, especially at the beginning when Life had his biggest wins. People were just saying that they don't understand his timings, that he just randomly, it looked like he randomly attacked with a few links and he did so much damage with them. And so many Terran players were just frustrated, and even Zerg players were trying to analyze his style, and they said, I don't understand this, like why is he doing that right now? These timings seem so weird, but he always does so much damage with them. His unit control is excellent, and in this matchup in particular, he's one of the most aggressive players that we have. So I would expect him to be very aggressive against jjakji here. Might see a bit of a surprise there, and jjakji being the one who's trying to set the pace, but if history repeats itself, then Life is going to be the one who tries to just put the aggression out there and the pressure onto jjakji.
Yeah. Right now, he's putting his first pressure, very standard pressure of 4 Zerglings towards the natural. The bunker will be ready, and he does have a Marine set, so he can run past the bunker. That's exactly what he does here. Tries to get a scout of the factory, and he will actually indeed see everything. So just that Life power, you know, comes in here early, gets a peek, sees everything.
Yep, forces his way into the main base, gets a bit of scouting information, denies the mining at the natural for just a tiny little bit, and knows everything that he wants to know.
Yeah.
Maybe even taking down that... Oh, he gets the SCV too.
That was a huge mistake by jjakji. But
that was definitely a mistake. He could have saved that easily.
he hides the command center. So a tricky move here. Normally you see the 3rd command center in the main base. That's what that overlord to the top is going to be checking for in just a little while. But he's not going to see it. It's basically impossible for him to get close enough.
The 3rd base now coming up for Life. With the scouting information that he has, he already knows they can easily pull it off. We have Life now on 35 harvesters, and so far we don't see the 3rd command center.
Mule recycling here just to make sure he doesn't waste 60 minerals from the extra trips.
Exactly.
Really carefully done.
So in case you haven't seen that before, you want to get those mules. Once they are about to expire, you just pull them off because you don't want them to just drop those minerals.
Yeah, if a mule dies while holding 30 minerals, that's obviously a 30 mineral loss for you.
Not really something that you are going to spend a lot of time later on in the game with, but at the beginning it's definitely something that you can do. 3rd command center is being built at the bottom right, not going to be spotted by the Overlord, and I don't think he saw it earlier. The Zergling was taken out and then he started the 3rd base.
Yeah, you're right. So he doesn't know. But he can reasonably assume, because he has not seen the starport, nor has he seen any additional barracks being added, so he's probably feeling it, even though he didn't see it literally.
Yep,
it starts evolution chambers.
Beautiful Overlord spread, by the way, on the map. So the lower half of the map is very visible to Life. He knows everything that's happening here. Has Zerglings rallied across the map to try to confirm that there is a 3rd base. So far, we have it not at the top right, so there's not a mineral line just yet. And those Hellions shouldn't do too much. They've already been spotted. He has his speed nearly completed, and with the extra queens there and the Zerglings also in the backhand, he should be able to force that back.
Yeah. Hellions just pick a few lings off, have to get out. He has 5 and 6 coming across the map here, and he can go to the 3rd base and try to pick off a few drones. There's a lot of queens, but they have to all be there, that's the thing.
And Life, of course, with that style where he gets those early upgrades, is now on the same level as an upgrade advanced progress with jjakji. Very important for him.
A Spina and a Spore at the 3rd base, just in case. You know, you never know how useful that could be. Even against Marine drops, it's kind of handy to have that Spore there.
Also the possibility that we are going to see Cloak Banshee. It's rare, but it's the opportunity is suddenly there for Terran players after the last patch.
Yeah. Still don't see it very much, but that could change, and Life is prepared for anything. 3rd command center here will be put down, but Life spots it, and that's really important. You can also deny it with the Zergling for quite some time if he micros correctly.
Yep, the Zerglings are still there, and at the bottom right we have the lair tick nearly completed. You can go into 2-2 after that. The Baneling nest is on its way. Life, of course, a player that is very well known for using Ling Muta Baneling. Has those Zerglings on the map, and is not going to try to do anything at the 3rd base for now. But he might be able to sneak into the main.
Yeah. Oh, and the depots just got lower. Needs to raise them, and he does not.
He does not, and he takes down the Widowmine here. Widowmine gone, a few Lings trying to go into the main. The rest of them rallied immediately towards the natural, picking off SCVs. This is exactly what Life is known for, and then he runs back with the rest of those Zerglings.
Yep. Really cost-efficient trade for him there. A lot of information gained. He knows about the 3rd base. And how will he respond? That's the question. He's making a macro hatch right now.
I want to point out that I really like that jjakji immediately raised those depots at the main base. That was important. If those Zerglings get into the main mineral line, then suddenly he has to deal with links in the main base and at the natural. He's going to lose so many more SCVs, but he immediately reacted upon seeing that those Zerglings were moving in, raised those depots at the main, and then he only had to take down those that were trying to kill SCVs at the natural. So that was really important.
Yeah.
Small move, but that comes into play.
Exactly.
Ooh. A lot of banelings there to the right side trying to sneak into the third.
Yeah, that could definitely work out for him. jjakji, in this game, he has not really been able to have any concrete pressure yet, and that's going to make life really happy. He has 2 macro hatches, so he's definitely going for a Ling Happy style, as is evident by what you can see here on screen.
He's gonna bust through Wolf. He has those Zerglings already on the way. He's getting more. Zergling speed is kicking in.
Too late.
2-2 is on the way, and the wall is too late, as you already said. He's losing that bunker, and those banelings are still there. They just rally towards the Marines. That's exactly what they do.
Good splitting here by jjakji, but a good trade for life, and he's not done yet. He has a second wave coming through. He's got more banelings here. There are Widow Mines ready.
He's building so many Zerglings now. He's getting another 30 Zerglings. jjakji's doing a decent job with his defense so far, though. And life is to be careful. This is a huge investment that he has here.
Yeah, a huge investment, like really, really big. And jjakji, I really like his position here. He didn't take as much damage as I thought he would.
But he also doesn't start +2/+2, and that's something that life has already done a long time ago. Also, look at that creep spread on the map.
He also doesn't realize that there's a follow-up to this with more and more links. Double macro hatchery gives you this much production. He has no idea. Now he does, but it's too late. He didn't rebuild his wall. He had no idea there would be another attack coming. That Widow Mine doing more hurt than good against jjakji here.
Yeah, raising the supply depots, but there is still a gap, and those SCVs, they are very much exposed. Their banelings going into the natural right now, into the mineral line. We have Marines fighting against those banelings, but having a really tough time. Even the Widow Mines are getting taken out here.
jjakji is in trouble because this is a never-ending stream of units. The banelings just eliminate those SCVs. jjakji, his production is being capped. He has this drop. That is one thing he does have going for him. Maybe he can turn things around with this, but these medevacs are looking a little bit lonely down there with no Marines underneath them.
Exactly, and in just a few seconds, the 2-2 is going to hit, and the main base is completely exposed. Units are running in.
The pool is gone. He loses his spawning pool, and this means that there's no more Zergling production. That's the only tech he really has. 2-2 about to finish, like you said. He needs to raise that depot. If he just raised the depot, this attack would end.
Yeah, the attack at the bottom right is already being shut down by the rest of the Zerglings, and if he rallies them to the top left, that would do so much nice usage of those buildings against the Zerg swarm. But the 2-2 is now done, and without the pool, he goes into the drone production. That snipe of the pool might actually just have saved jjakji, at least for now.
Yeah.
But I mean, the third base lifted, so many SCVs gone.
He's losing
at the
barracks,
harvesters
they're burning.
killed. 44 harvesters were taken out by life. 44, and he moves in with banelings again. 47. Oh, that is really tough for jjakji now.
Yeah, life killed a lot of army units as well. jjakji, if you look at the supply, is only 10 down, but he's lost so much time. That's the big problem, because the transition is underway already in the Spire. Third base is still under attack by life. He's not going to stop. He has units in the main base as well. He just keeps jjakji pressured the entire time.
Oh my god, those links in the main base taking down so many of those SCVs. The aggression that we talked about. Life is just a player who always goes in and pressures, who always tries to be as aggressive as possible. Now he's struggling a little bit because he wasn't able to produce Zerglings for a long time. But he has the Spy on the way. His 2-2 is done. And even with those fewer attempts of jjakji to come back, it's looking very grim for the Terran player being this much down in tech.
Yeah, there's so much larva available to life with the double macro hatch. He has, in total, on the map, 5 hatcheries to produce from. And he's making an additional one right now.
Let's not forget that we have right now also a 40 supply lead nearly for life in harvesters. Of course, this also means that the army supply for jjakji is not that bad, but if life gets his own units out to defend against his incoming army, his economy should help him to outproduce. But
yeah, he is supply blocked right now after the Overlord snipe, and there's a big army coming onto the creep. Another drop at the natural as well. Will be cleaned up. But here we go. How well can he do against this drop? It's on creep.
The Mutalisks are there. The Mutalisks are now in the game. He might lose this hatch, depending on what the Mutalisks can do. Will the Medivacs be sniped? That's the bigger question, in my opinion.
And he actually does not get the hatchery. And like you said, that's the bigger question. The mutas are here. They need to start targeting, and so far they are. The medivacs have to go away. That means the Marines can't escape. And jjakji, he's failed his mission to kill this base, at least for now.
Yeah, he's sending another force in right away, but a 40 supply lead already for life. And once more, those Zerglings closing the distance. The Mutalisks forcing them back, and now they take down the medivacs. 1, 2, 3.
The upgrade's still a problem for jjakji. He doesn't have +2 just yet.
Oh, in any seconds, the afterburners are running out, and then those medivacs are gonna fall. There are not enough Marines to really deal with this. More and more medivacs are rallied in. Another Widowmine shot tanked by one single Mutalisk.
Yep, another one. Nice split on those Zerglings, and jjakji trying to repair one last bunker, but Life, I think he's done it. He's clearing this out. Once the bunker's gone, he kills all the SCVs.
The SCVs are gone, and the command center is being attacked, not repaired. Down it goes, and the rest of the army of jjakji trying to retreat into the safety of the main base, but it's already too late.
These barracks are going to fall. No more production for jjakji. Everything he is producing out of is dying. Instantly, he's paying money for Marines that are dying. He's trying to make 3 more barracks. GG.
Life takes the first game in good old Life fashion, just being aggressive, and more aggressive.
Yeah, really well played. This is the Life everybody knows and loves. jjakji had a few moments in this game where his army was so strong it looked like he might be able to push through, but Life's creep spread as well, so huge that it delayed jjakji, and this build was just, it's something that jjakji did not expect. That second wave of Zerglings that got into the main base and started killing his harvesters, he didn't re-wall, he had no idea it was coming.
The most important part of Life's style is that he always gets upgrades behind this. He delays his tech a little bit, but he never forgets about it. And he had 2-2 when jjakji was still on 1-1.
Yeah. Well, map 2 is Alkilon Wastes, another 2-player map. A map where aggression, like what we saw from Life, can really be strong. jjakji needs to get himself together here and make sure that he has his defenses set up, he has his walls set up, he has bunkers.
He's just up against such a strong player that it's going to be so difficult for him to pull this off in Life. He seems to be back full in shape. I mean, the last game, that was what everyone expects from Life when he steps into the booth. Alkilon Wastes, another aggressive map that we're going to see, and jjakji, maybe he's able to come back. Life looks a little bit tired here, pulling in his team.
Yeah, definitely looking a little bit sleepy there. jjakji looking very stressed out. Just kind of having his head tilted as the countdown starts here. He's waiting, he's ready. And if you look at his eyes, you can see he looks like he's not sleeping too well these days.
I think that jjakji actually got like really unlucky when he was faced with Life in the second round already. But at least he will be able to play in the up and downs if he loses here. But we're not there just yet. He could turn things around. We're going into game number 2. Alkilon Wastes is the map at the WCS Challenger League. jjakji up against Life. Brought to you by Carl and Wolf.